Peter does community service in Star-Lord issue 2. Having been arrested for the bar fight he and Logan took part in, Peter Quill is taken to the criminal court, where Matt Murdock tries to convince the judge that just because Peter is a hero, it doesn't give him the right to parade around with firearms and damage property. Abigail Brand arrives, telling the court that Peter is technically an alien and spent most of his life in space. Therefore, he falls under her jurisdiction. The judge agrees under the condition that he attends 100 hours of community service. 2 weeks later, Peter arrives at the Winters Retirement Center for his community service, where he helps look after old people. Taking his new friend Mr. Allen for a walk, Peter tries to help stop a nearby bank robbery, but Miss Marvel shows up, trying to stop the villains. After the fight in which Mr. Allen almost gets hurt, Miss Marvel yells at Peter for being so careless to get a civilian hurt. Returning to the home, Peter attacks a man going through Mr. Allen's stuff, only to find out that it is his son Greg. After a small verbal fight, Peter decides to go out with Greg a couple of days later to try and get to know him a bit more. Greg takes him to one of his usual places, which is surprisingly a supervillain filled bar. So never in my life did I expect I would be reading a book that stars the Guardians of the Galaxy leader Star-Lord looking after old people to reduce his sentence in court. I think that's an absolutely brilliant thing for him to do. It's absolutely brilliant. He's, this spacefaring adventurer. He knows all this cool stuff, but he never really had interactions like he has now. And it shows in this book that he's kind of out of touch with the world as well, because he's talking about how he needs money for this community service thing to pay the fine and everything. And he's like, oh, Tony Stark doesn't return my calls. Obviously, Tony can't return his calls because he's dead. But I love the old man's like, oh, everybody texts nowadays. And he's like, what's a text? I think that's great that this old man who stereotypically old people are kind of out of date with the technology and everything, and it's kind of reversed here. I think that's absolutely brilliant, and it's probably going to give Peter a bit more humanity, I guess, or like sort of bring him back down to earth, literally and figuratively, which I think is really cool. I really enjoyed this. I think Chip Zdarsky is going to do a great job in this book if this issue, and the first issue, is any indication. I'm going to give this book a 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Remember to leave a comment in the comment section below, or follow the links on screen now to other reviews or topic videos. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe for more weekly reviews and videos.